Another letter I sent you talked about. Well, I can't talk about that one because that is about the Schman Schminnick and the Schmack scene. The V word. So I mean,
okay, can we come up with like a catchphrase for that?
I always like the Schman Schminnick.
How about Victor?
Yeah, there we go. Victor comes around. This one talks right evangelical resistance is obstacle in victor effort, according to the New York Times. Christian nationalism is a barrier to mass victor against the Schmo-Schmid Schmeintine. These people have any excuse to demonize white people in Christianity, which is true. And so this is the founder, the CEO of GAB.
Is this the kids Christian Nationals email, or is this the?
This is the this is a Victor.
Okay, Victor. Okay, because I want to follow along.
Yeah, in February I explained the many reasons that and I'll send it up for you guys. You can take a look at it. The oligarchs fear Christianity. Their attacks on Christians started shortly after the mostly peaceful protest. That's funny. I wonder if he means it ironically or like the CNN does when they're...
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly, but fires have been started.
And literally there's a dumpster fire and a building fire in the background.
Entire car lots on fire. Yeah. People on fire.
Yeah, so I mean...
Gunshots going on.
Yeah, right. No, it's mostly peaceful. Mostly. Suddenly, all right, which is so his last piece was about the Christian nationalism, which is being attacked here, and he's defending it. But it was interesting because Gab.com just is getting attacked ruthlessly by Texas, the Texas GOP.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell's going on. But the Gab, they had a vote recently. It was 35-25 of the Texas GOP to delete their Gab account. And Governor Abbott came out against Gab and said that there's no room in Texas for the kind of posts that were going on there. And this is, I mean, the whole point of Gab was to be a conservative alternative, free speech zone from like Twitter and Facebook that would ban you for the things they said. So the whole idea is that implicit in free speech is some things are going to piss you off. Yeah. And of course I don't agree with some of the language. There's a lot of anti-Semitic posts. Let me tell you, there's some crazy assholes on Parler, on Minds, on Gab. But it's a free speech zone. It's in no way is an endorsement by Torba. In fact, he's a Christian man, a good one who speaks out for Christians. But he's being attacked by the governor, which I was all about Abbott. I loved how he did I didn't love it. He never had the right to do it in the first place, but the whole mask mandate, taking that away, and no Victor passports, and voter ID laws. I'm way to go. Keep it going, Abbott. I'm liking what you're doing, buddy. But he's thinking. But he was getting on board with saying that Gab is a place for anti-Semitism, and there are some anti-Semitics on Gab. That is for damn sure.
I'm confused.
Talk to me.
I can't because I'm so confused.
Right?
Because it doesn't seem consistent.
It's not consistent, and a lot of people blame Cat Parks.
Who?
Cat Parks. We ought to do a little thing on her anyway. Honestly, my wife is an overly educated white suburbanite, right? The difference is she's not liberal. She's hardcore. Wonderful. But, honestly, a lot, I don't really have a strong, happy, warm place in my heart for a lot of educated white suburbanite women. Because usually they're liberals, and they're the worst types of liberals. The ones that think minorities can't find the DMV, the ones that think they can't get online, the ones that believe Biden when he says he can take Second Amendment action at an executive level and it's not unconstitutional. These type of idiots, low information voters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They get their information, they get their news from social media and not from news sources on social media, from their friends and mostly memes probably.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, I love memes.
Who doesn't?
Memes?
You decide what you want to call. I'm not going to make fun of you. You call it a GIF too, and that pisses me off. But we're gonna move on.
A GIF. A GIF.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you're absolutely right, and I was thinking about that today. Absolutely, social media for most people.
Yeah.
See, this is where we talk about private property rights and First Amendment rights, right? This is where the rubber meets the road, right? Because I think social media, as it stands, is the primary disseminator of information.
Oh,
It's
it totally
where
is.
most people get their news,
Yeah.
and it affects its brainwash, whatever you want to call it.
Can we let's stay on that one part if we could? Because
Yeah, reel me
it's
back
important.
in.
What you're saying is important because making sure that there's free speech and it's alive means going to places that protect free speech. And it's a lot of people say, oh, you know what, dude, free speech is a government thing, and they're right. The First Amendment only applies to the government. But I got news, man. How long do you think freedom of speech is going to last if the civilian population doesn't want it anymore? Like, if we don't demand our freedom of speech, how easy is it to be taken away?
Well, we've already kind of been set up for that. And I
I
don't
know,
even know
right?
when we're supposed to be talking about this, but someone, I think.
But that's the thing. Going off Gab is a complete. It's going in the wrong direction. Why would the state GOP do that?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
I don't
Alan
know
West
how to
didn't vote for it.
I don't know how to answer that.
You know Colonel West, right?
Yeah.
He's the chair. He didn't vote for it, but Kat Parks did, and I'm told she kind of pushed the measure. And I don't know what the hell the animus is between Kat Parks and Gab, although Torba does not like her either. For
I
obvious
could
reasons.
probably make a suggestion.
Talk to me.
And it may be wrong, it may be right. I don't know. I have no facts to base it on.
Oh, sweet.
Money.
They follow the money.
Well,
There's a money tie in there somewhere.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. In fact, that's a smart spot. That's a smart place to start any type of like, what the hell, what's going on? Follow that money.
Just follow the money.
Because
Right.
that's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, see, that Kat Parks is a very wealthy, suburbanite, educated white lady, but she's a conservative. So you think she'd be homies with my wife, Jen, right? They'd be great together, even though Jen's higher educated. Yeah. But she's a trophy wife, married some ancient old money guy who I think they run a ranch or something. Huge piece of property, and she's the vice chair of the state GOP, and she really ran this down, and I don't know why, but it seems weird because the GOP is all about free speech. They're all about the First and Second Amendment, and this. I don't know why I brought up second because we're talking about it earlier, but they're all about the First Amendment. And this just seems like, they're going to keep their Twitter account. Have they seen the wackos that are on there? Yeah, they're going to keep their Facebook. They talk about the Capitol riots and blaming Parler. The Capitol riots happened because were organized mostly on Facebook. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like you're going to keep those accounts, but suddenly the Free Speech Network, where everyone's going, you're going to go off because she cited. Abbott cited as well that there's anti-Semitic people there, and they even used the N-word a couple times in some of their posts, and they weren't black, so it's not okay.
So maybe they don't understand true free speech.
I'm thinking maybe, or
they are
money,
against money,
Yeah.
or they're against true free speech. I'm like, man, I don't think anything I don't exist out of God, but let's bring it back in a little bit. I don't think much of what we experience today as free people exists without the ability to freely speak about it.
Yeah.
Sure, you need a safe place, but at some point you're like, nope, stop. Can we talk?
Yeah, and my
Let's have a
understanding of neural evolution, right, of our brain's development, not even evolution, just how our brain and this happens. This is especially prevalent or easy to see in deaf people who are deaf. A lot of people before thought deaf people were mentally retarded, like they were mentally deficient. They couldn't be in polite in society. They just and they have found it's because they don't have a language, and their language can't organize their thoughts. So intrinsically combined are these ideas of speech and being able to express yourself and having the words to describe your thoughts to being a rational human being. Like, so the idea of speech being intricate to all the other things, like the gate that opens to them, higher function. Can we even have the Second Amendment without the First Amendment first? Our First Amendment, we get there, but we protect it from the Second. But we need the first one in order to have something to protect in the first place.
That's exactly right.
And so our whole brain development is centered around that. So,
No, you're absolutely right.